Welcome, my name's Ehbad, a free-to-play endgame player in Raid Shadow Legends. Now, after I uploaded my fusion guide for Karato Fox Hunter, a few people asked if I would also record my shard pulls for Sicia and Rotos. As I said in my strategy, I'd be pulling roughly 7 sacreds for Sicia and 10 sacreds for Rotos on the Monday. Obviously, today is Sunday at the point of recording, and let's see how we get on. So the first thing you might notice is that I have a lot of shards across the board, and you might be wondering how I've got to this situation. I've been in shard positive territory for approximately the last 12 months, insofar as I typically accrue more shards than I pull. The general premise for why I've decided to do this strategy is that I'm always going to be in a position to pull any guaranteed champions that player might throw at us. I'm always going to be in a position to do any fusions. And around 12 months ago, I had finished Doom Tower hard. I'd finished all the faction wars. I did need a few more champions to kind of finish all the secret rooms, and I've been doing all the secret rooms for the last 9 months now. So other than a few top-end arena champions and a few Hydra champions, there really aren't many champions in this game that are really going to do anything for my account at this point in time. There'll be some that'll be fun to play with, but it's not going to change anything greatly. So I might as well just hold shards and be prepared for any eventuality. So yeah, let's get into the pulls themselves. We're going to go for 7 sacreds today. We've just got enough space, 8 slots available. Obviously, champion training starts tomorrow, so I'll be able to create some more space when we come to try and chase Rotos. So let's get into it. As I mentioned on the video yesterday, I'm expecting absolutely nothing. That said, Vrask is actually a new champion for me, and quite an interesting one. I think what is nice about Vrask is I should now be able to set a very easy, friendly auto 21 for Orcs. Orcs 21 is one of the few factions that I can't auto 21 comfortably. I really can't auto it at all, to be honest. I would have to do really specific gearing in a team preset, and I couldn't be bothered. So that's actually a big pull for me. So I'm pretty chuffed with that. On to the next shard. Jingle Hunter, one of my original arena champions I used quite extensively. I didn't have a arena speed lead other than High Katoon, and Jingle Hunter was my best or highest damage dealing champion on my account, so I actually built him out, and he took me quite far through gold, to be honest. Third shard. What have we got here? Relic Keeper. Everyone's least enjoyed fusion champion that we get. Very underwhelming. Fourth shard. Let's see what we're going to get now. And it is legendary. Is it Sicia? It is a dupe Duchess. Now that is interesting. And honestly, a fantastic pull. I really can't knock that at all. A Vrask and a Duchess in 4 shards is pretty remarkable for me. Duchess is a dupe, but with Hydra, with TTA, I mean, one of the best dupes there is. So awesome. 5th shard. And we have a dupe Achak. Great champion. I really do like Achak. He's not really that amazing for a lot of content. I mean, he's phenomenal for Spider, but he falls away at the real high end of Doom Tower just because it's a little bit too RNG on the A3. He's a champion that I really enjoyed using when I was kind of progressing through my account, but I wanted him to be more usable than he was. He just didn't quite have that consistency required to really push the highest levels of Doom Tower. So a champion I really like, but limited use at the tail end of the game anyway. Masamoto, I mean, what's there really to say about this champion? I think he barely has a place in the game, to be honest. This is his best ability, this A3, but Doomscreech does it better. I mean, you could argue probably reasonable within the faction if you need someone to increased defense and a bit of TM fill, but I mean, you're clutching at straws, to be honest. Not a great champion. And the last shard. No Sicia for us. A dupe excruciator who honestly is so bad I've barely even ever looked at her kit. I've got to say, dreadful champion. So no Sicia, but we did get a Duchess, and that I'm very pleased about. It means I get to go to my faction guardians, scroll down to demon spawn, and there we go. We now have a 10% attack for my Candrathon. Slowly getting towards that 10 speed, fleshing out the faction one step at a time. Right, so I'll pause this video here and we'll rejoin tomorrow night when I'll be pulling another 10 shards in search of Rotos. Right then, day 2 of this 10x summoning event. We have picked up a couple of extra sacred shards, one from the TTA Bazaar and one from Clan Boss. Right, if we have a quick look at the event, we are 3,500 points through. We need to get to 8,500 points. That is exactly 10 sacred shards. Right then, 10 sacred shards, 1 Rotos Dream. Let's give it a go. First up, it's Fenchy. Very uninteresting. Second, we've got another epic coming in, Rockbreaker. Great for the faction, gotta say. It's excellent. That should be 5-star right there. Fantastic AoE provoker. Really massive carry for that faction, but particularly before they had some of the more recent kind of better all-round champions that can do it. You know, people like Melga, Herndig, etc. Rockbreaker was really once the go-to for that faction. Third up, we have another epic and another dwarf, another great original kind of faction war MVP in Rearguard Sergeant, giving it the old ally protection, continuous heal, and the decreased attack and the decreased defense. It was fantastic for clearing dwarfs. Let's see, fourth up, another epic, another dupe, Hexia. Not a good champion. Fifth up, come on, another epic, another dupe, Excruciator. This is excruciating shard pulls today. After the euphoria of yesterday with Duchess. There we go, 6th epic, another dupe. This is more what we were expecting from the shard pulls. Yet another dupe, Thanasil. Look at all these juicy chickens. Another epic. It's a dupe, but at least it's a usable dupe in theory. Look at those ratings. What a fantastic champion. All about the passive. Amazing passive. Great champion. Right. 9th shard, and it's a legendary. Oh, it's a dupe hunting. Good champion. Like, again, great champion. We seem to be picking up a lot of dwarves today. Those ratings are highly worth it. Yeah, he's a great champion. I know Stu Gaming particularly loves him. Look at the hair. Great hair. But it's not the legendary we were after. 10th shard, last chance. Back-to-back legendary, not going to happen. Terrible, terrible epic. These are far too generous for a atrocious champion. And there we have it. 10 sacreds today. No Rotos. We did get a dupe, which means we can go to our faction guardians, we can go to our dwarves, and we can lock in Herndig, picking up the guardian ring bit by bit. We've got a few on 4 now, but that's as far as I've got on any of them. But still, progress nonetheless. Overall, you know, the shard pulls were pretty good, so I can't be too disheartened. The dupe Duchess was excellent. Dupe Herndig, a bit disappointing. It's kind of sad to end up with so many dupes when I still don't have there's so many legendaries I don't have. You know, my coverage of legendaries, I've got much less than half the number of legendaries. So, you know, in theory, the probability of pulling a dupe should be less than half, but seems to happen quite a lot. We can pick up the XP barrel, the chickens, the books, the feast. I'll leave the energy for CVC. I'll leave these champions for CVC as well. A little sneaky tip to get some extra points in CVC. Don't need to claim any of the champions before we get there. Dungeon Divers, we've got just over a day and a bit. We've still got quite a lot to do, you know, around 1800 points or so. But with Spider and CVC tomorrow, I will make good progress on that. Champion training, done a little bit of that today. Not too much though. We're mostly saving ourselves for when CVC starts, and we will be ranking up in earnest. Duchess, for instance, the dupe will be going straight to 6-star and straight into my 3rd TTA team. Alright, that's all for this video. Please like, comment, subscribe. Any feedback, always welcome. And see you next time.